one, the only Mercedes Lucke Benedict. Mercedes, how you
Hi.
doing?
Hi there.
Great to see you.
Yeah.
Hi.
Yeah,
Uh,
I'm sorry, just trying to
Great to
get all
have you.
yes, nice to be here. I'm excited. I'm just trying to get everything set up. Can you hear me okay?
At Crystal.
Okay, good. Okay, perfect. Thank you. Yeah,
Thank you.
we had to get a some new things and everything kind of blew last week on one of the podcasts, and luckily
Oh, bless you.
we have it. We just got some new equipment. But it's so nice to be here. It's so nice to see you.
Oh, it's great to see you too. I mean, I know how things happen. I mean, gosh, I just had eye surgery today. So, here we are doing our thing, right?
I know when you just told me that on the text, I was like, "Oh my gosh, do you have a patch? I don't see it."
I got one of those clear ones they gave me I could sleep at night, and I wore that for like about a week, and then when I sleep,
Oh, thank goodness. Because
yes,
yeah, it's like I can't even see that you have anything on your eye. So I
and
hope.
of course I do the medicated eye drop thing for the next like 3 or 4 weeks. So,
Oh, I'm so sorry you had to have an eye surgery.
well, it's by the time it's over with, because I just had this other eye done too. So
Oh,
by the time everything's done, I should have X-ray vision like Superman. So we've
wow! Yay! Woohoo! All right, so
uh,
I'm gonna kind of back up slightly now because there's like I'm in a new area. Also, I apologize if anyone's watching. I'm in a completely new area of corner of the room. Also,
nice.
all of my lighting is completely different than it was on the other side of the room.
I thought it was just your aura. He has such a
Oh
bright aura
no,
about
it's well, it could be, but I
you.
just
Right?
trying to make sure. Like I don't know, everything is so different right this moment. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
And I love how you said, what do you call it? Lucky. It's lucky.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
lucky. It's just spelled with an E.
All right. I just want to add a little spice to it, as all you
I
know.
kind of like it. It's like lucky. I love that. There's a show I like on the like the British network, and it's they call it she's called it's called her last name's Bucket. I don't know if anybody's seen this, but she
Oh,
calls it Bucket.
nice.
Okay.
I love
It's
British humor, by the way. Oh
I
my
do
gosh.
too. I do too. I love that. I just love all that stuff. I grew up watching that. That was what, when we had the five channels or whatever. It was like
Yes.
on channel 13, the British comedy. So like everybody had the same channel back in the day,
Yes.
You
Oh, it
know
was
that. And
great. Absolutely.
I think it was actually easier maybe back then when we
Right.
didn't
Right.
have as many choices and there's so many. I don't know. On one hand, it's really amazing that you and I are here right now talking and we're set up in the airwaves. So, I mean, it's like a blessing on many ways that we can do this.
It really is.
It
It
really,
really
really
is.
is.
And I'm so. I have had a very tumultuous couple of years. Believe it or not. Sometime I'm gonna have to tell you my story. What I've come back from. It's just insane. It's like oh gosh, I've been through so much. I mean, we're talking losing everything, coma, surgeries, living in the hospital literally, and so it's been nuts. But Jesus saved my life just like countless times, and I'm just blessed to be here with you and everyone. I mean, it's a real blessing to be here. So
Well, I mean, I remember, I think it was just a couple of years ago, and I know that you were really going through a hard time. And I've watched you struggle and I've seen you triumph and look at you now. I mean, you are here now on a podcast, on a group of podcasts, and that's I mean, that's amazing. It's and you're sharing other people's stories I know,
Yeah.
because I do the same thing. And I mean, I've gone through my own battles, and the fact that I'm still even alive, and God saved me, Jesus saved me. So I understand. And all the podcasts I do right now, it's like 4 different ones. I mean, it started with one, and that was just my entryway back into media. And that actually had to do with Dave Baker from
Hmm.
Warrior Mode and KBS. And I was on the show with him and was interviewed on his show after we had our deliverances exorcisms with Bill Bean. And
Hmm.
then we just kept talking. He's like, Mercedes, you need to get on the podcast. You need to get back into the media world. And I'm like, because I had backed away from it. I had stepped away from anything but performing. I
You got
was
his accent down.
yeah, I love. Yeah, I listen to him a lot because he's part of the documentary. He's part of that documentary. Warrior Mode is
Hmm.
in my documentary. So I had to listen to his voice over and over and over and over again at doing editing, and I pretty much do have it down. And
Oh wow.
it's a there was a lot of editing and then just back and forth and just trying to pick out what. And then when I first made the documentary, I'd never made a documentary. God just said I was the one to make the documentary. So I was just carrying my camera around all the time anyway. And I just took all the footage that I had been filming. And then I had learned to edit my little music videos and my different things from my shows. And
Hmm.
because I could do that, and people were saying, "You're doing that pretty good. I love what you're doing. Will you do this for me?" And I'm like, I can do this. I can
Right.
do it. And that's what I thought. Well, if I can do that, I can do this documentary. And that's what I did. So but I messed up on all the audio because I didn't know that really you have to be very careful about your audio. And
Yes.
like, just like, and I even took scenes from like filming on my phone onto from the computer screen, and then I would put that in. So everybody that kind of when it came time to actually when it was all pieced together, and we had to take the audio track off, and then that wasn't approved. Like wasn't. It had to be a specific digital format. Everything had to be kind of digitalized, especially for this live from streaming. So
Hmm.
all of this was brand new to me. But I had a few key players come in and help with that, and like they'd fix those pieces. So like Dave Baker's voice was one of those pieces because it was from a broadcast.
Right.
There. So, but it was when I'm doing the second one right now. I'm finishing it because Rob literally, I had enough footage for 4 hours or more. I had all this footage, so I couldn't put it all in one documentary. And so
Right.
people advised me, just let's get the first one out, and then you can another one, and then a second one. And since it is actually doing good, people are actually watching it. I waited because I didn't know. Well, what if I don't know what's going to happen with the documentary. And so I waited, and I just kept all the footage, and I kind of pieced a little of it together. But now I'm working on the second one, and
Hmm.
that one's going to focus on what Bill did, Bill Bean, and the exorcisms and the cleansing and the activity at the house and the property. And so the other one focused on what were other people experiencing, like some neighbors or people that found out about what was happening to us, and they'd share their experiences. So I went over to their homes. I went and found them and filmed them, plus the archaeologists and the mayor, and all these people came together. So this one is going to be completely different than that. It's just really going to be based on the what happened here. So it'll
Hmm.
be a completely different thing, but it's just part of what happens. It's the truth. Like if we were to do your life, a
Oh my
documentary,
God.
maybe one day, we
Brace
couldn't.
yourself.
I know you couldn't fit it all in one. You'd have to do your life, your story of what happened, your how you fell, and you're rising back up.
It would be chronicles.
Yes, and that's really what That's very much like that's how people's lives are, really. But
Right. Oh yeah.
yeah,
Oh man. Gosh, you do so much. I mean, how with everything that you do, how do you balance everything out?
I have no idea.
I'm
I
with you.
really, yeah. People, and at first, when people started, I had people tell me, you shouldn't be doing that. You shouldn't do
Oh,
all
yeah.
those different things. And I'm like,
Hmm.
but okay, so, oh, is God telling you to do that? So, like, everything used to be, everything is for me. I have to talk to God. I have to ask in prayer, is this the right thing for me to do? And so it got to be the point where one of my mentors was like, you're not listening right. That's there's but I proved her wrong because everything has actually worked. It just takes a
Right.
while. It takes time when you have a mustard seed, like you're doing this right here. You're starting this. You don't know where that mustard seed's going to grow
That's
or
true.
whatever seed in a year from now. And so that's what happens. Like one came along and then somebody said, I had mine, the Mercedes Lucke Benedict. Well, first, it was Unveiling Mystery. And that one was just about about paranormal. But then it connected me to some amazing people. And
Right.
then I said, well, I want to do acting. I want to have actors on. I want to have performers too. So I switched it and made it the Mercedes Lucke Benedict show so I could have a variety show. And that's when I met. Then I was asked to produce co-produce, or actually produce the Unseen Realm with Archbishop Ronald Enright and the Order of Exorcists, Order of Saint Michael, and the Order of Exorcists, which is a worldwide, huge, entity in its own. And so I brought in Desiree Valdez, who was also part of Warrior Mode. She
Hmm.
was one of his producers. And so I asked her, could you help me? Because I can't do this whole thing by myself.
Right.
And so she came on to help me. And so we started doing that. And I'm actually in that with them on every Saturday. And then I branched off my other one so I could be with Bishop Joshua Sparks, Exorcist Bishop Joshua Sparks. And that's the show we're going to have you come on too. And I'd like for you to come in and be on that show. We've got you on schedule.
Okay.
And that's it's not a scary show. We talk about the things that are happening to us, and most of them have to do with unwanted energies.
Right.
They really do. I mean, those are the things that are part of addiction and part of the show can be a
Exactly.
little bit of variety, right? Yeah. And
I mean, I can go as deep as you guys want because I got some
exactly.
stories to tell.
Exactly. And so and then after that, then the next one I wrote a book called A Better You Through Prayer and Fasting, because I believe that fasting and prayer together are the key for me. They have been, and
Hmm.
my research. So I started that one. Now I'm down to once a month with that one. And because I work. So now I'm working again a lot. And so now I've really had to prioritize a lot more and structure my time. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's amazing what all you do. I mean, so you into therapy, right? If I'm not
Yes.
mistaken. Yeah.
No, so
How's
yeah.
that going for you?
Well, this week has been great. So I'm a licensed massage therapist, but when
Mhm.
I first got that role of, it's not a role, but when that first happened to me, right before I was about to graduate, that's when life changed because I was in a major accident and I should have died. In fact, there was another one like 6 months later. So both of them were supernatural accidents. And the first one left me where I couldn't walk. And so that was in a way of life turning my whole life upside down.
Right.
And but then it gave me these weird gifts of sight. And that's it's really why I kind of have the the new podcast, I'm finally stepping into speaking about it, the seers, because to me, what I've learned, I've had a variety of things that have happened from that accident, but one of them was giving me some extra sight. And then I used that sight. It was focused on helping my clients and my patients when I was working for a specific doctor. And I was there for 14 years. And I grew, and he's the one who saved my life. He helped me walk again by teaching me
Wow.
certain things and helping me. And then I was so amazed, so thankful. I just went to try to help him in any way and I worked for him, and I was like I was under his wing, and he was lifting me up, and then it started me on my spiritual path. And then, I really was, we were in the Dead Files
Hmm.
show. And when we did the Dead Files, and our family was exploded, out to the public, it was, they called me like a new age healer. And I thought to myself when I read that after, I'm like, I'm a new age healer. I didn't think of myself as new age at
Right.
all. But they saw me as new age because I used I have crystals. I actually had crystals in my hair. I mean,
Oh,
I had a
okay.
lot of hair, and I had braids, and that's just wasn't my look at that time. And I did healing hair art because I
Hmm.
found that if I put things in my hair, or in my horse's hair, is when it started. I had horses, and one of them had a thyroid condition, an issue. And so
Hmm.
I thought, well, what crystals would work for that? And I put those in her, like aquamarine,
Hmm.
and her thyroid started getting better. So I started a little business called Healing Hair Art. I didn't take it
Okay.
to I didn't expand on it, because when you start doing hair, it could take 12 hours.
Oh, yeah.
It
Yeah.
could take, yeah. So I'm like, nobody's going to pay me enough to do 12 hours of hard, intricate work. They're not. So I thought, I'm not going to really focus on that. So it's a good thing. I ended up focusing on other things.
Hmm.
So, but yeah, so that's what happened. I did become I did get my license, and but I ended up really not doing massage. I started doing cranial sacral and myofascial release, and worked
Hmm.
with people with TMJ and eye issues and jaw issues and the whole body. And so that's when, about during the pandemic, after that happened, I decided I need to get my teaching license. And so I did. I got board certified during that time, because after what happened, I thought, I'm going to have to figure out what am I going to do? Like, everything was shut down. My life had been shut down.
Hmm.
Um, so I did start working on that, and I did get, so I have the license now, nationally certified to teach people the things that I do. So you'll see me talking about my classes. I have an upcoming class in August, that starts a whole series of them going through December. And I teach things like this first one. I'm coming back as a brand new class, and it's about chakra system in the Maya fascia. So in our fascia system is our energy. Now, I don't have to call it. I don't like to even call it really chakra, but people just only hear of it as chakra. But it's really, we have these energy vortexes, energetic circles throughout our body. And if you get rid of the chakra word, it doesn't have all so much, like, it just sounds like it's from the East. But really, it's a natural thing God gave us. It doesn't come from any country or any, it's just who we are. So, but I have to put that word so people understand. And then there is the trauma. So it's a class about releasing the energy in the fascia and the trauma that comes from what happened to you. Say, for instance, what happened to me, for instance, that happens to everybody. What if we could release that, which we can, and it comes out through the fascia, and that heals the body? And that's what my work is. A lot of my work is that. And that's some of the things I got when I was in the accident. I didn't know it at the time, But as the progression of the two accidents happened, I started to see in the body. I did not plan it, but like I'd be sitting there, somebody, and all of a sudden I'm like right there and like, I know exactly where their pain is. I know where it's traveling to. I know if their hip is out of alignment, their foot is off. It was a long journey of like not being too overpowered by that,
Hmm.
because you pick up on everybody's. I pick up on everybody's energy, so I had to learn to balance what that means to me, and then that's come full circle with the deliverances and exorcisms. I also then stopped everything and backed off because I thought I've opened a bunch of doors here and thought I knew what I was doing, but I obviously maybe was allowing other things to come in that were hurting me. And so I took a long time of waiting and watching Bill Bean and being on warrior mode and all the time and just kind of weekly. And then I actually had Bill kind of mentor me just a couple of few sessions extra, and I just watched what he was doing. And then I started finding the Archbishop Ron and them with the Order of Exorcists, and then I saw that he was allowing or open to having um, psychics, intuitives, and also paranormal investigation teams are part of that. And I thought, well, okay, that's good because my inner being really is that's what I can do this, but I have to really be careful. So that's I think it was showing me that all of our gifts, I believe, are gifts of God, and it's how we use them and how we protect them, and the key words we say and the prayers we use. God gave us these gifts. And it's even in the Bible. Now, do you know that? Do you know that the seers are in the Bible?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes. Yes. And see, that's why about, I guess maybe 6 weeks ago, well, after I wrote the book, this book called the Light Workers Training Guidebook. And in that book, the second chapter is called The Seers. And then explain what that is to me. And so after that was written last year or whenever, I think it was last year. And then, so 6 weeks ago, I get this wake up call at 4 a.m. I always kind of get messages around 4 a.m. to make a podcast, like do the Seers. It's the Seers. And I
Right.
saw the whole thing. And that's like one of my deals. It's like I don't see the future, but I see a plan. I'm told to do something. And then I just immediately start on it, and then it just progresses. So here we are. We've got it. We're on our second show. Comes next week, and I've got two wonderful women that are with me, Lala Bright and Ann Bender, and I met both of them through the podcast world. So that's another thing about these podcasts. You never know who you're going to meet.
Oh,
And these
right.
ladies are, and they're remote viewers. And so I'm like, you guys are remote viewers too. And so, and I asked them to help me on my first book. Well, they didn't help me with the book, but they helped me on a case that was about these missing children in Connecticut that I was asked to look into. It was a cold case. And so I thought, well, wouldn't it be kind of interesting if we had these two people and we each did separately? We each looked and didn't communicate. I was very clear about that. So nobody would know what everybody else was finding.
Hmm.
Would we match? Because we didn't know anything about this case. We were just supposed to just start looking into it. And so that's what I ended up putting in the book, Through the Veil. I wrote about that, and that's one of the things we'll be talking about on the new podcast is different cold cases and things that these others have worked on and they're not like me. They have their own beliefs and belief systems. I mean, I'm not making us all have to be the one way. I'm let everybody's an individual, and we're all, just trying to help people. So that's really what the new show's about.
Hmm. You,
But did I
you,
answer? I totally expounded, didn't I? You asked me about
uh,
my therapy work. How did
yes.
we get to that? I don't know.
Wow. We went all kinds of directions. That's
I
great.
know.
But I mean, you touched on a lot of vital points as far as you know from personal experience. I know that um, it's just amazing to me how everything's connected. The mind, the spirit, the physical. It's all ties in. I mean, it's all connected, and when you mentally and spiritually get right, and your body follows suit. And I'll tell you a story. Um, Speaking of therapy, a guy in Nevada, right? I think it was Reno, Nevada, was going to a therapist to help him out with his back, right? And it turned out the therapist was a Shaolin monk, or used to be a Shaolin monk, and he had him lay down, and he pinpointed everything that was wrong with him just by looking at the spine.
Yeah.
And the guy told the therapist that he was going to have surgery on his back, and the therapist like, please don't let them cut you, right? And he reached in his drawer, put up these spices and herbs, and told him to take those, and uh, and to get back with him, right? And I'll be doggone if those whatever he gave that guy, pretty much healed his back. It was just amazing, and it's just to pinpoint everything that was wrong with him before the guy even told him, just by looking at his spine. It was just,
Yeah.
and then the remedies we give him to heal. I
Yeah.
mean, but it's amazing.
It is amazing. And I got to say one thing, like this week I was asked to go help out this chiropractic office, and I've been shared a little bit on Facebook. And the I had no idea what would happen for me personally, but I'm helping these people, and it's kind of like being back in. Even though I was working for a chiropractor just recently, and that has passed on, and is so the business shut, and so I was asked to go help this other place, and it's it's been great because it's a differently run place, and I've been able to spend like 30 minutes with these people that they're veterans. They're most of them are VAs, and they're coming there and they've got 30 minutes, and so I have to like, boom, what do I see, what do I do? And so it's been great. I mean, not that they're in
Right.
pain, but it's like all of a sudden God put me back into a place where people actually are in pain, like a lot of them. And then I could just be like, boom, okay, what is it? No, boom, boom. And I just feel like I went back to like my space, my place that, is the place that I work with the healing energies. And it has been so great. And even the doctor like said something like, hey, you're doing great. And like, can you do that work on specifically for this lady to next week? And I'm like, yeah. So it's like, thank you. Because,
Yeah.
it's kind of like, I guess, if you're with your work as an actor and as a wrestling person, like when you have to step away from that for periods of time, you kind of feel a little lost, or you feel like, well, something's, you kind of transition into another field. Or like me, I go from different fields. They kind of transition and blend together. But
So many segues, right?
yeah. But it felt like it just felt good. It felt like I got my I don't know, my stuff back this week, because if you don't have people to work on like that, you know right there and then you got somebody in serious pain, then you're not really, all of a sudden I was like back in it. So it's been great. And yes, so that's part of the deal, is like you see the things, and like I would get these, um I would be told what herbs would work for them. Like one,
Hmm.
I'd hear lemongrass for something, and I'm like, I didn't even know what lemongrass was. So then I would
Right.
stop and I would go Google lemongrass, and it would be like, wow, that's exactly what this person needs. Like it whatever was happening. I'm like, and that happened so many times, and I would check it, and I'm like, there's something going on, that there's spirits working somewhere with their voices saying this is what this person needs. And that used to be my life for a long time. Yeah.
Yeah. In the Bible, it always talks about using your resources, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, and if people realize how many resources the Lord gave from just being on this earth, from the earth itself, I mean, it's mind blowing.
That's true. The earth itself has so many resources. And that's why I have to like also say to the people that, that they don't use crystals. I'm like, well, they came from the earth. It's like God, it's like saying don't use salt.
Right.
We use salt. I mean, and Epsom salt is one of the best remedies. I tell people all the time, and they don't believe me, or they don't even. I can't. Okay, if there's 10 people in the room, and I tell 10 people of that day about Epsom salts, only one will know about Epsom salt.
Hmm.
And so that is one of the most healing minerals you can take or put on your body and do these baths. And so, yes. So that, thank you for sharing that. I feel like I'm over talking.
No, no, you're doing great. So much. And speaking of segues, I mean, let's talk about the music. You're a songwriter. You're a singer. How is that going?
Oh, well, I just love that. That is when I was a kid. That is all I wanted to do, was be a singer and songwriter. I would dance class, and I played guitar, and and I did all this. I love it. So then I went to college late, but when I did go to college, that's when I really started taking those classes, and all my classes were like music, art, dance, acting, theater. So, and then I just
Yes.
segued right into it. And, but always, I was young, I was writing songs and had a guitar by the time, I think my mom got me one when I was like 13. So I've had a guitar all my life. And, literally, when I was married to Mark, and Mark is still, he's right here with us.
Okay.
Uh, he was so wonderful about, he helped me get, like, I had a fan club uh in Europe, and
Nice.
yeah, this is great. And then I won 6 songwriting awards from ASCAP. So there's ASCAP is one of the publishing companies. So
Hmm.
it was another one of these things where like God is with you, but then I wasn't with God.
Yeah.
I never really was, like, I didn't have faith.
Right.
And everything would happen, like I would have all this wonderful stuff happening, like I got a great acting agent, or I got well, one of the things, we got a USO tour. I
Oh,
was
nice.
like, and I was playing the fairs in
Oh, wow.
Arizona. I know. And at one point in
You're the
California,
modern day Bob Hope.
I know. I mean, it was weird. Like, I mean, but then something would happen and knock me off of it. And then I would lose something, like, well, the one, I lost my family. I
Hmm.
was drinking. I messed up. I started to drink, and I don't do good with that, and it destroyed my life. So I really don't ever say this, but that was one. But I can say it now because God brought everybody back in my life. Uh, I'm like the one about you know, the song, what's that song? Oh, the wretch, a wretch like me. That's one of my favorite songs to sing.
Just as I am.
No, it's about who's you know, some. It's an old song. I can't
Yeah.
remember. My mom loves it. I
I
can't. You know,
I,
I know.
I just moved the
Amazing
lyrics from
Grace.
Just I Am. Amazing
Amazing,
Grace. Amazing
amazing
Grace. Yes.
Grace.
Yes.
And
You're
when
right.
I sing that song, I really mean that song because I mean, like, I was God did save me, and He
Hmm.
that and brought everything back. But yeah, so I love that, and I continued singing always, no matter what. If it was with a band or whatever, I went on when I didn't have the band anymore. I went on my own, and I was out singing with my
You,
guitar and another. You know, so I've always been doing it. And then the when the accidents happened, and I was faced with God just saved me and gave me my legs back so I could walk again.
mm,
I and do I want to keep trying to do this life as a musician where I have no money usually, and I had, you know, it was very hard. And,
yeah.
or do I want to try to go help the doctor that helped me? And that's what I
Right.
got to do. And so I did that, and it brought this whole new life to me. I was never planning to be a therapist, or I was the head of the TMJ department. Who I never planned that. And I had a good, I was very good. But, and so I started, I'd actually put away everything I had music wise. I gave away my equipment and everything. And then something kept calling me to start again. So I started writing songs again. And around 2019, I was ready to do what I still would like to do one of these days is the Mercedes Magical Musical Tour. And it's literally to go sing John Denver songs, like, and my songs to help the world. I mean, I was actually starting it. I was actually booked at one of the, I wanted to go to the forests
Hmm.
and or the ocean, and all the people gather with me, and then they have little songbooks, and we all sing.
Oh,
It's
nice.
to raise the frequency. So I was starting to do this, and I started performing again, and I was having a wonderful time. 2017, 18, 19, and then the pandemic hit. And then I was like, well, I was still alive with my music, and that's when we got our own. We brought the music here, and I learned how to produce the songs along with Mark, who is like that major radio guy. He like was part of radio stations, so his equipment was here. So we started to work together on that. And but I learned how to make all my music videos, and I learned how to do all this stuff. And so it was really great. And that's when after we got saved the first time, this I was outside walking, and I a better you there started coming in my head, and this my song America, those two, and so back to back. And so I asked Bill Bean. So on both of those songs, he plays guitar. He plays guitar on my songs, and it was almost like the songs "A Better You" through became a book, and then it became a podcast. And Bill Bean's over there playing his guitar on, and it's weird that that particular song has been on Bill's show. It's now it's on my show,
Hmm.
and it's also on the Unseen Realm at their show. He's had that song on for 2 years as the closing. It's like God
Wow.
has it. It's just always like it's alive, you know, somewhere. This song, "A Better You." And so that's my journey now for the music. Is I'm working on um, a compilation of songs that are about animals. So it's literally to like to help the healing. I get and messages out. It's just some really beautiful, fun songs and some beautiful songs. And then with our exhibit that we have, there's a beautiful spirit interactive art exhibit, which
Hmm.
is now at the Desert Museum. It's interactive art, like butterflies and dragonflies and hawks that my husband is creating.
Oh, nice.
It's amazing. And that all happened, just listening to God and like make a 501c3. But I thought it was just to help with our animals here, because we have like a rescue on our house. So we rescue wildlife and stuff. But it ended up it turned into him making sculptures interactive that are of these wildlife. So it all blended in. And that's when we start to actually do artist talks. That will be one of my parts will be, I'm going to take my guitar and I'm going to sing while he then will have his artist talk. So it's weird, but I think that's going to be amazing. I already see it,
That is
and
amazing.
and I think that'll branch off to go to my other dream, which is like to help, even if 10 people are just the only 10 people are standing with me, my dream is accomplished, right? I mean, that's really what it is. Now, the song that is out right now, that was written 2 years ago when I actually finished the documentary and it was done. And then all of a sudden I hear this shadows of the desert calling out my name. And I'm like, what is that? And so that was the song. And it just like I was driving down the dirt road and here comes all the words. And it talks about the journey on the land. It's just a really catchy song. I love it. And then we recorded it, we produced it, and then we ended up getting with this distribution company, picked it up. It's not the one I'm with now, though. We picked it up, and it was a big company, and a whole year went by, and there was nothing, like nothing. That's a long time for me. That's every day of 30 days plus all the months, and nothing happened. And so I was getting like, I have a mission here, like with the spirit, with God. I have things in that documentary that are important to share about this land and what was discovered here and just the story. And so luckily God brought me 434 Entertainment, and they took the documentary and they helped me put it out. And
That's great.
I think you'll like him. He likes wrestling too. So Derek Young, and I met Derek Young one time on a podcast that I had him as my guest. Somebody just told me, hey, you should have this guy on your podcast. Well, and then he's a movie filmmaker. And so it was through that
Imagine
chance.
that.
I know. And through that chance encounter, he ended up being a person that helped me with the editing and just helping me get it to that place. And now it's out, and there's this song, and so it's bizarre, but the song comes out a couple of weeks. I thought the song kind of was already out, but as we started to look, I'm like, wait a minute, it isn't out. It's not on. I thought it was on the streaming platforms, but I'd never really promoted it because I couldn't promote the documentary with that other company. They said, no, you can't really promote anything till we approve it. All that stuff. And so it just laid there like covered again. And so now it came out, and then the song we discovered it wasn't out. So we put that out, and it's out. So now they're out together. Isn't that amazing?
That is.
It really is. And so that one you can stream on all those platforms like Apple and Amazon. Has all my music. Amazon is amazing because I looked at it the other day, and it has pretty much all of my podcasts are in audio now from the Mercedes Lucke Benedict show. And if you remember, I interviewed you. It just popped up on Facebook.
Okay.
For me, just like this week, my interview with you several years ago.
Oh
Isn't
wow!
that
What time?
bizarre?
What
Yeah,
timing?
I know it. That's how the timing is. So I'll send it to you, but I think that's on Amazon from the past. They're
Wow!
putting them on. Web Radio Network started putting all of them on so people could listen to them, and so I think that's really neat. There's a lot of great interviews I did, through these 3 or 4 years, and
That's
yours was
that's
one
neat.
of them. You're an amazing person. You
Well,
really are.
thank you so much. It's been a crazy life.
It has been, but you're still here. I
Yes,
mean, I
thank you,
could hardly wait.
Jesus.
Yeah, you're still here and you're still fighting, and now you're going to have brand new eyesight.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, it's amazing. I mean, you said it yourself. God planted the seed for your tree, and now you're having all these branches and roots coming out, all these different avenues He's taking you. It's a beautiful thing.
You know what's weird too is that Joe, my husband Joe Benedict,
Hmm.
he and I, we were on my podcast the other day talking about the documentary, and
Hmm.
he doesn't like scary stuff. He doesn't like even talking about it. He didn't
I don't
like
blame him.
going through. Yeah, and I know, and neither do I. But he was having to talk about it the other day, and I got upset, because I'm talking about it, and it was almost stepping back into time. But
Mm,
when I think about like all the accomplishments that he and I have now really created through God, because we were on the pivotal point of divorce. We were also wanting to sell this property. We were told to sell this property,
mm,
and by that point, I was like, I'm ready to get out of here, because if it's after me, it's like trying to kill me, which it was. It was
yeah,
happening. I was literally so sick. I was just, and then,
I
but
believe
so,
it.
yeah, but Bill Bean, when all that happened, and the miracles started happening, it hasn't been easy breezy. I mean, it's like you
Hmm.
have to work hard, but
Right.
you clear yourself, and God has kind of cleared it, so it's up to us to make sure that we stay that way. Like, we do our Lord's Prayer when we drive into the gate, stop at the gate before we enter the property. We do the Lord's Prayer, then we drive through, and then
Hmm.
we come to the house. Then we get out of the car and we go to our doorstep. We do the Lord's Prayer before we enter the house. And I know people think, well, that's crazy. It's not. If we don't do that, we know
Right.
what could happen. And
Hmm.
Bill told us that we need to join together in prayer, Joe and I, and do our prayers together on our knees together. And we've done that since the beginning when he helped us every single night.
Hmm.
He's on his side, I'm on my side. We're on our knees and we do Bill's prayer, spiritual warrior prayer, God's prayer, the Lord's prayer. Then we go through all the prayer lists. You're on it.
Oh, thank
Um,
you.
yeah. So it's like we have a set thing that we do. And so if anybody
Yeah, you guys are
watches,
my prayers too.
thank
Every day,
you.
every day.
Thank you. Because what it really helps, it puts up a spiritual boundary system, and I think that if you open those doors or let some of them in, yeah, do they come in sometimes? Do they? But when you figure it out, you like, oh, okay, so I've got to do my Lord's Prayer again. Like if I have to do it 10 times, it's just like it's been interesting, but I can
Hmm.
tell the truth, and I'm sure you can too. Like, this is why all these things are happening. This is
Right.
why, because no matter what, we don't give up. God is with us. I know God is with us. I know
Hmm.
Jesus is with me.
Yes.
I've seen Jesus. In fact, there was something. I was so depressed for several days because I owed some money that was just like a lot of money, and I
Hmm.
just was so tired of all. It was during the pandemic, and it was such a burden. And I was depressed. Like I wasn't even that was like in that time zone. So it's probably unwanted energies too, of course. But um, I woke up one morning and I was awake,
Hmm.
and then I was awake, and then all of a sudden Jesus was right there, and I'm like, he was right there with me on my bed, like he was sitting, like somebody, like your parent will come and sit with you,
Hmm.
and he was sitting, and I'm just looking right at him, and he said to me that everything is going to be okay. And I'm looking at
Wow.
him, and I was just like, it was, you could just, it was real. It was him. And
Hmm.
so then all of a sudden the door opens up, and I see my husband walking in to around me, coming to check on me because I was in there depressed. And Jesus was no longer there. But Joe comes in, and he not only, he sits on the side of the bed, just that would have been opposite of what Jesus was sitting right here, right? Well,
Hmm.
Joe comes and sits right there. So Jesus would have been here, Joe would have been right here. And he sits on the bed, and he says, everything's going to be okay.
Oh, wow.
And
Wow.
I'm like, I'm like, Joe, Jesus was just right here and told me that same thing. And he's like, what? You know, like he didn't, he had, and I'm like, yes. And I told him, and he's like, well, see, and then everything was fine. And I got up and I went about my day. That afternoon, I received an email that everything was wiped away. My debt
Wow.
gone
Wow. That's amazing.
completely. Yeah, completely gone. And I'm like,
Praise God.
I know it. I mean, how there, I mean, that, and so I thought, I've got to, I drew it. I went, because I draw spirit. So I drew
Hmm.
this image of Jesus and the bed and me and Joe. And I just, whatever I could sketch out. And then later I made a little video, and I talked about it. So it's on YouTube, I think. For a while, I took it off because I thought, oh, people aren't going to believe me. But then Desiree goes, Mercedes, doesn't matter if people believe it's what happened, and
Right.
and it did happen. Like, it's like he came right in, sat and said the same thing that Jesus said. So
Wow.
I Jesus really, Jesus is awesome.
It really is. I mean, once he opens your eyes, you can't unsee what you see, and it puts a whole
Yeah,
new perspective on things.
that's so right. And I've been watching. I watched the Missing 411. Dave
Hmm.
Paladis. I always get his name wrong. Um, Dave Politis. And
Hmm.
a lot of his stuff this last few weeks, he's been interviewing some different people that will pop in on and that'll be the show for that day instead of the normal show. And I'm listening, and these people are talking that they say that, Rob, they say, once something you have had these experiences with the paranormal or the supernatural, you become open to all of it, little by little or a lot, and how it just, you can't go backwards. Once
Right.
you've seen what is happening, you just don't, you'll never be able to go backwards, just like what you said.
Yeah. Yeah. It opens your eyes to a whole new world, and
Yeah.
you just look at things so differently.
And not everybody feels that way. Like, I mean, it's evidently clear that not everybody has had
Yes.
these experiences, but the more people that I'm around and the more people that I interview, I mean, I'm happy just to have my handful of people that understand me. And, and there's a lot of people that are looking for these messages. And I believe that people will find it just like I did. It'll
Hmm.
happen in their time. Everybody's here for a certain period of time, and they're all here with a certain mission, and we can get off track. But look what happened to me. I got off track. And every
Hmm.
single time I get off track, I get back on track. But I'm actually like, if I hadn't have been on that track, I wouldn't have been on this track.
Yes.
It's if I hadn't experienced all that horrible pain, I wouldn't be helping people today. And I wouldn't be I think I was always a nice person, but I had a selfishness about me that I wanted things, I wanted this, I wanted to do that. It's not who I am now. Like I'm changed. Like once you almost die a couple of times, it's just literally
Oh,
changes
yes.
your life.
I'm with you there. I'm so with you there.
Yeah. Or if you like yourself, who've been, well, let's face it, you did lose your home.
Oh, I lost everything.
You lost everything. And I've been
Everything.
there. Yeah. So I understand. And you don't have anything. And then, for when all you got is God, and you're just like, God, please.
Yeah,
I have nothing.
that's exactly what happened. I mean, when everything and everyone, when the world turned upside down for me, I mean, the one constant that stayed with me was Jesus.
Yeah.
Never left me.
And I remember you were in my hometown, and that's when I kind of tried to help you. Because I was calling my church people that were over where I used to live in Dallas, and you
Hmm.
were in Dallas, or you were down, like you were there,
Yeah,
and
I was
you were,
abandoned.
yeah, yeah. But I knew. I mean, one thing I do know, you're on Warrior Mode's prayer list,
Hmm.
and from I believe in that because we were on that prayer list. We still are. And
Oh,
I
thank
think
you.
that, yeah, that prayer list is, my family was on it before we had our deliverances. So we got put on that prayer list. It took months before we actually got the actual help from Bill. I had no idea that it would work via Skype. I thought he
Right.
would have to come help us at our home, and he'd have to travel. So it,
Hmm.
it, it didn't, we were on the prayer list, and I was watching and listening to this new way of doing things through Bill and
Right.
that show. But yeah, so like I saw how that prayer list, I think it's powerful.
It is it. Thank you, because it worked.
Yeah, and he,
Thank you.
he's
Forever
putting
grateful.
it. Yeah, and then I just keep the people like I know are special people, or people that I've come in connection with. Those we pray for everybody in general, but when somebody does have a connection with us, we put them on our prayer list, especially you needed prayers back then, and I've watched you look what you're doing now. You're doing great. I mean, I can imagine another year from now you're even going to, you'll probably just, who knows where you're going to be. You're doing great.
I just want to. I mean, Jesus brought me back for a reason, and I just want to see it through. And I mean, there was a time. There were many times when I was going through that time that I thought I was on my way out.
Yeah.
That was life was over and everything. But Jesus said no every single time, and I knew somehow, some way, He was going to help me get out of it. And here we are.
Isn't it amazing how, I mean, I think it's amazing how it works. But then my heart goes out to the people that, we pray and pray for them, but then they still pass away,
Right.
or some tragedy happens to people, really like really tragic,
Hmm.
and I don't understand that stuff. I don't understand why. And sometimes I feel, I don't know, I feel like, why me? But I also know why do I have so many blessings, but I know that I've had to really um work for it, and really be strict about what I do, and I just really have faith and trust. Having faith is important. Like really having faith. Like
It
when you
really
are,
is.
yeah, like you're like you right now. You're saying like you had to just, God was saying, and you hear this voice, and it's like, no, just keep going.
Hmm.
And that's happened to me. That's exactly what happened. You keep going.
I mean,
And
I had memory loss. I couldn't walk or talk. I was pretty much a vegetable, and I'd
Mm.
lost so much weight. The wheelchair I was in was weighing more than I was. Yeah, I was. It was a really bad time. But even being abandoned, being in a dangerous environment and everything, and almost exiting this earth, I knew Jesus had me here for a reason, and He didn't give up on me. So you know, by God, I'm not going to give up either. So
It's like every day is a new day.
right,
I mean, if you've lived that, if you've had to go through all that, it's like just a regular day is easy,
pretty
compared
much.
to but compared to what you've experienced. And one thing I do know, you have a really amazing cat.
Oh, Glory, yeah, she's a sweetheart.
Glory has
She's
see,
beautiful.
I think that Glory is a very special cat and that brought you unconditional love.
Oh, she's amazing. You would love her so much. She
I
is so
feel I
smart.
Yeah, it's so adorable. And then but I think that that's the thing. Sometimes the people I just my table shakes. The people let us down
Mm.
and they hurt us. Even the ones we love can
Mhm.
hurt
Oh,
us the worst.
absolutely, so believe it.
Yeah, but our animals, our pets they just love us so much. I just love all my animals and I'm so
Oh,
thankful. Just the fact that if I lost everything, I mean my main thing, if I lost everything again, it's okay as long as I have my animals. And even when I lose
hmm,
my animals, when they pass away, which we've lost 3 dogs the last year to they've died and it's broken my heart, but I know that they're
oh
with
yeah,
God. I know that God has them. So I mean everything, we just walk through the door to God's world, and that I have joy in knowing that that's what's next.
yes,
You know,
yes. I
I don't
mean,
know
when
how many times, how much we've been talking. If we've over talked, I don't
oh,
know.
not at all. It's been wonderful. I mean, where there's life, there's hope,
Yeah,
and the Lord definitely showed me that.
yeah,
So
yeah.
hang
And
on to it and cherish it.
and everything that we do, your podcast, my podcast, every time I try to be on or share or do a song or a documentary, whatever it is, I always want God to be leading it.
Right.
And that was one of the things that I never did before. I never. It was always just I don't know who was leading it. I had a lot of amazing things would happen prior. Like I would get songs downloaded, 3 songs. It was always 1, 2, 3. So always somebody was singing to me, and I would write. I would literally one time I remember like writing all these songs. It was on my first CD called
Hmm,
Mercedes, and
hmm.
then some of those songs I listen to them now and I'm like they weren't they were great songs, but the
Hmm.
story hadn't happened to me yet. But the
Ah,
story did happen to me. It was like I was writing something that was in my future.
ah.
So good or
So
bad, but
that connection. Yeah.
yeah, it was like I was writing my future life. And so a lot of those songs, I love them. I love the songs, but I wouldn't go and sing them now,
Hmm.
up on a stage. I still like to listen to them or whatever, but it's not who I am now, you
Right.
know. I used to do the Marilyn Monroe impersonations and the Madonna impersonations for a long time when I first got my acting career. I did that as a side for a long time. And I used to love Madonna. I,
Hmm.
I did. And my mother would always say, I don't like Madonna. Marilyn's okay, but I just don't. And I didn't get it,
Right.
but now I get it. I
Yes.
get it. And I'm like, I understand why my mom was saying that at that time. But there's a lot of things like when a person is promoting something, or when whatever their speech is or their energy coming into something, that is the thing that, I'm very aware of that now. I'm
And
very aware of what is, like, all my songs are like they have a message, and they're really telling you, like, a better you. It's like you can get back up on your feet again, and you
mhm,
can be a better you, a better me, what a better world this would be.
right.
And it's just, it's, to me, it's like feeding the energy of positivity and the belief and faith in God, and in subtle ways. And that's really what I think my job is for whatever time period I have left. That's my job.
Hmm. Well, just like if you surround yourself with positive atoms, you have a positive environment.
Yeah,
You know, and then negative, of course, tracks negative, right? Misery loves
exactly.
company. And with music, it's like a blessing and a curse at the same time. I mean, it's a
Yeah.
blessing, like you mentioned, where you can inspire people and help motivate and uplift people. And and on the downside, it opens up a whole new door of bad things. You
You know
know.
what's, yeah, and what's interesting, like, I don't know if you've listened to the some of Bill's podcasts, when
Hmm.
he talks about the musicians and like people like Bob Dylan. And I've gone to do my own research about Bob Dylan, and I never knew this all these years until the last few years of my life here. But he literally went on 60 Minutes or Barbara Walters or whatever big show it was, like 10 or 15 years ago, and he talks about how he has a contract with the devil. He doesn't
Hmm.
say the devil's name, but he literally looks like it's the truth. He says it. He says, I have to keep performing. I
Right.
mean, I don't know how people miss that. Like, I mean, I missed it, but
And he's
I
and that's just not music. I mean,
it's
it's
coming through him, whatever it
yeah.
is,
I mean, the roots run deep with that. It really does.
Yes. There's a lot of the musicians from, there's a lot of documented people, documented evidence of them physically saying this on air, and that, in their interviews. And I'm like, wow. So,
Because Jesus went through the same thing. The devil offered him the world,
yeah.
and pretty much what he's doing with mankind right now. He wants to offer him all this stuff. This all could be yours if you follow me.
Yeah.
And but Jesus told him no, and said, "What's good of gaining the world if you lose your soul?"
Right. And you will lose your soul. You know
Hmm.
what? The one thing I realized, like, because I didn't know, my mother, we were raised in Methodist church, and I always, was raised that way, but I never had a real experience, personal experience,
Right.
and until all this stuff happened. And that, I had these personal experiences of getting my life saved, and how the spirits would come in, or angels would come in, and you could feel them, and you feel like you're and something happens, and you're just completely better. it's
Right.
mis- it's a supernatural world we're
Yes.
living in. But Jesus is, he is, like, man, he is a fighter. He,
Yes, he
like,
is.
fights the demons. Like, who,
Hmm.
nobody shared that with me in church.
And
Like,
just his
they
name
don't talk
alone.
about it.
His
Yeah.
name alone is so powerful.
They just run from Jesus.
Yeah, you mentioned Jesus' name, and it strikes fear.
It does. It's amazing, like that. If, because I, especially, during the pandemic thing, and then the before Bill Bean and the dead files and all this stuff happening, and I was under severe, like, attack, like nightmares, like horrific nightmares, where I'm being thrown across the room, and I'm dealing with, I'm in the space with the demon people and the shadow man. It's like in real time in my dreams.
Hmm.
And then I'd wake up and I'm screaming, and then we'd do the Lord's Prayer, and Joe would be doing the Lord's Prayer. But once I got past that point, and I knew, and I learned about, in the name of the blood of Jesus Christ, and I learned how to, and I got saved, and then I use that. And now, if anything comes up to me in spirit world, and you can see them coming up to you, like, and I, especially right before I go to bed, when I'm really quiet, and I'm like, I can ask them, "Are you like?" I'll look. I ask. I do the Lord's Prayer. I'll just start immediately in my head.
Right.
I see them walk away. They immediately walk away, and if they don't walk away, it's like it's like an angelic kind of a spirit. Mostly, they walk away. I think they know that if you don't know that, so now they know. I know that, so I don't get messed
Mhm.
with as much as I used to. And
We
I
don't
that's
see it, but there's
yeah,
like a battle going on all around us that we don't know
every
about.
yeah, they're all here. And so I think that right now we're coming to this point in the world with all the alien talk, and which they've been here the whole time. I
Yeah.
mean, I mean, really, it's like been here a long time, but I think that people will start to realize it's going to come, and then people will probably be able to start seeing
Hmm.
more than they do now. I would imagine. Do you think so? Like people's eyes will start being opened a little bit clearer?
Oh yeah, in the days to come. Yeah. Even talks about it in Revelation.
Yeah. Now I've heard some different things on that. Like some people say that's like we're in that now, which I believe we are in that period. But is it going to happen this year, next year, 5 years? It could be like 100 years still from now. But time has no meaning really in the spirit world. Time is just like that's how come they. I believe in. I see portals. So and I've drawn them. So it's kind of weird. Like now all of a sudden when I listen to podcasts and people, I'm like they're talking about yes portals. I'm like yeah okay. I was saying that. So it's
Oh
kind
yeah.
of weird how people now are like, oh yeah, it's portals, and I'm like, okay, yeah, that's what I mean. Like I've said that, so it makes me feel better. Like I'm not crazy
Oh yeah.
because
It talks about in the Bible that all a lot throughout the Bible that the Lord revealed things at the right time. And right now you can turn the pages of the Bible and we are living every chapter right now. We it's uncanny
yeah. What do you
right in
think?
our face.
What do you think is one of the most the like a couple of the most prevalent ones? Is that the word? Like what is something that you're seeing right now playing out?
Oh gosh, the wars, the rumors of wars, the deception, the division, um, the greed, the narcissism. Um, it's all around us. And then you brought up earlier about how people will tell you this, you should do that, but honestly, only you know your relationship with God. Nobody else does,
Yeah.
and it all boils down to you. At the end of the day, it's the person you look in the mirror. It's when you see your reflection, that's the person you need to worry about having a relationship with the Lord. Because everybody is so entitled now, and you know they're narcissistic about the way, do it our way or there's no way at all. If you don't do it their way, then they'll chastise you, and they're quick to disparage you and all that. But
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
on it, honestly, if we knew how important we are to this universe as an individual, and if we wake up and realize how the world needs us more than the world's telling us, then it'll so wake people up and realize God doesn't make junk, and
Mm.
when He made us, He made something special, and we're still made in His image, right? And no matter how many beings and other life forms are out there, we're still God's children.
Yeah.
We're still made in the image of God. So we take present, and the devil can't stand that. He can't stand the fact that we are, we're chosen by God, because he wanted to be God at one time, and he still does. But he knows his time is very short, and he knows the days are coming to where God's going to say, enough's enough. And there goes him and his followers. They're done. They're
Yeah.
done with. But he knows he's on borrowed time, so that's why he's trying to destroy the world as much as possible, because he knows Jesus is coming soon to take care of business.
Yeah, I believe that. I do. I mean, just from everything I've seen.
I know it's a little deep, but
Yeah. No, no, that's the reality, and that's what should happen because well, you and I are on the same kind of in the same time period, probably in many ways. Compared to somebody that's 15 or 20 or 30, you know, we saw this America back when none of this was happening. Like, I talked to a client today that's a gay woman
mhm,
that was in the military. She was in the Coast Guard, and this was in the 80s, 90s or something. And we
mhm,
talked about how this was a gay woman in the Coast Guard, okay,
oh,
in the 80s. And then
mm,
people today say these things like, "Oh, but she knows." She goes like, "I had my life, and everybody, they were fine. They were comrades." So like, it's almost like we've for forgetting that we actually were like, I don't remember fighting with anybody. I don't remember all this prejudice. I just remember we all got along. I mean, in my generation, that's what we kind of came from. I guess that was happening. Like, but when I got started into school, it was pretty clean. I mean, like, we had black people and white people and Mexican people and Chinese. I mean, in my high
right,
school, there
mhm,
was no fighting. The only people
right,
fighting was the people with the football, because they'd go to the one football place with school would fight that was the rival. That's like, it had nothing to do with race. It had who's going to win the football game. I
well,
never, yeah, that's what it was. So
that's what the devil wants. He wants order out of chaos.
yeah, it's like, and so she was even saying that too. She's still a gay woman, and she's still, she's now she just sold one of her businesses, so she's not a young kid anymore, not in the service anymore. But she was saying the same thing, like, people are just, it's changing,
Hmm.
people are it's just a different thing, so I just hope that, I just know God's got it.
Right.
It's going to be all right no matter
He
what.
he does. He always does. Yes, he's got us. He's got our back.
I mean, you and I are perfect examples. If we're still here and we've gone through losing our home, losing our family,
Right.
losing our money, losing everything, losing the things we love, like you loved acting, I loved acting, I loved I lost all of it. But here, look at me. I have it all back. And I will say it's from the grace of God. That's it. There's no other explanation.
Hmm. That's it. That's it. And the exciting thing is, we don't we don't know what the Lord has in store for us ahead. Right.
No.
So, I mean, the possibilities are pretty exciting. I mean, when it comes to the Lord and where He leads you.
I could not plan things better than what happens. Like, I sometimes, like, that's used to be what, plan, and I got to make it. But now I'm just like, I know that it's like, okay, I can just, I hear what it's supposed to be and I go on that way. But like, there will be things that happen. Like, I could have never made that happen, or figured, or put that plan in motion,
Right.
because it's phenomenal. Some of the just, and they're simple little things. Like, one of the things with Joe and I, since our deliverance and exorcism, is, we're both on a path. Like, he's on a path with his art, and we never really worked together on the art. He had his caveman fabrications business, and
Oh,
then I had
nice.
my stuff. And then when we started to work together on the exhibit, where I'm the media, I help with all the other stuff, media, advertising. I have like all these hats. We never really worked together. before.
Mhm.
So it was a little complicated, like how do we do this? But it's just like sometimes I'll like when my song came out the other day,
Mhm.
something amazing happened for him. Like something he got an article that day or what or whatever. It's like let's say an article comes out, a song comes out. Like I didn't plan that.
Right.
It just happens. And so it's like somehow God's got a synchronicity thing like, hey, look, you
Yes.
guys are both doing good. I'm gonna like this is something happening for Joe, and over here, this is something happening for Mercedes. I'm like,
Right.
how did that happen? Like, I did not plan these things.
It's
So,
amazing.
but I think that that's what it is. I think we stay firm in our prayers. I gotta say, I think Joe maybe outpraised me. I don't know. I thought I prayed all the time, but he does. You hear him out in his shop and he's always like one of the things he does is like, I love you, I'm sorry, forgive me, thank you. We've got
Right.
shirts for him with that and different things, but that's a ho'oponopono prayer that I do. I'm a practitioner of ho'oponopono too, but
Mhm.
I mix it because I really believe that it's about the ancestral connection, and that's what that work is. It's about our
Yes.
ancestors. You know it. Okay, good. So,
Yes.
but he'll be out there with the Lord's Prayer. You'll hear him out there, and I'm like, "Is everything okay?" He goes, "I'm just saying the Lord's Prayer." It's like, because I'm like, used to be if we'd say the Lord's Prayer or we do anything, it was because something horrible is happening, and then it took me
Right.
a while to get like, okay, so that's like just some good words you're saying.
Oh man, please give him my best. Next
Yeah,
time you talk to him. Yeah.
I will.
Thank you so much. Do you have any upcoming appearances or upcoming projects you want to tell
Yes,
us?
I do. I actually I'm going to be at this really awesome place called Superstition Mountains for
Mhm.
AZ Ghosts, Arizona Ghost. What? I think it's Arizona Ghost. Something I can't remember. Oh, I can't remember. But anyway, it's going to be this really cool event that I really wanted to go and be in last year. And so I get to go be in it this year. And I'll get to be a speaker and
Nice.
share about the documentary. That's coming up. It's on my website. AZ Ghost Tours, I think is what it is. And it's on my website and my Facebook page. And October 17th, this is in Arizona. And that's something I really want to do. And then we're super excited about, we got some new articles that just came out this morning talking about our Beautiful Spirit interactive art exhibit. So if
Hmm.
you look that name up, then you'll go, that's the website, and you'll find out. And we're starting little piece by piece, but we'll be in California next year at this really awesome place that starts our little tour
Hmm.
of this. So it's the Magical Musical Mystery Mercedes tour, maybe in a little bit of a way. It's a God's version of
Right.
this little tour that I thought we would have.
Oh
It's
wow.
it's very interesting when you look at it like that is that thing, but it's a little bit different. It's God's version. You
Right.
know what I mean? Who would have thought?
Yeah. That's so
God is
cool.
so good, but that's really about it. Just the Sears is airing, and I really love this show. This the new one that's on Mondays, and I've got the schedule. It will be really pretty much out on my Facebook soon. But we've got some amazing people coming, like Stephen Mira
Mm.
and Lon Strickler, Phantoms and Monsters
Hmm.
these are some of my Dr. Kelly Renee Schutz is
Ah,
amazing. She's going to be on. So just a lot of people coming up to be a part of this new show. So I'm really looking forward to that. Plus all my other ones that I really love too,
that's
which we
amazing.
talked about. So are
That's
covered.
so,
So thank you so much. And I look forward to
thank,
having you on my show, our
thank you.
show coming up. I don't have the date with me. I know it's very soon. It's like
Yes.
in just like next week, isn't it? Or 2 weeks? I
Probably
think
I
it's
think 2 weeks because it
I think
was in August. The
yeah,
August
yes.
date.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's right. So and
Yeah.
like yes, so you're gonna be on and I'll be promoting it and
Oh,
I'm
thank
already
you.
promoting it, I think.
I'm already excited. But I'm looking forward to it.
It's going to be
D-
great.
where could fans keep in touch with you?
I do a lot of the Facebook. I'm on all the social medias like Twitter and all, but it's so hard to keep up with all them. But I'm there.
Uh-huh.
And so I do a lot of Facebook. That seems easier. But yeah, all of that, and my phone numbers are actually on my website, and because I have my clients, so I keep my actual public. I'm pretty public,
Okay.
emails and all that kind of stuff. So, but I do a lot of the Facebook Messenger, like you and I communicate that way. So
Fantastic.
that's one way.
That's great. That's great. Would you want to close this out? Do you want to say a prayer?
Sure, I love that.
Yeah. So
I do
whenever you
that on my show too. I make the guests say the prayer.
fantastic. So yeah, whenever you're ready.
Okay. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us of our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation. Deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever and ever. Hallelujah. I love you, Jesus. I love
Amen.
you. I love you. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. It was such a pleasure having you on the show, and I can't wait for August to be on your show. I'm
It's
so
gonna be
psyched.
fun. Thank
So
you.
psyched.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
please give everyone my best your way, for
I
sure.
will. Thank
God bless you, guys. Have a great night. We'll see you next Thursday. God bless you, Mercedes. Thank you so much.
God bless you.